Monday. How are you doing? How is January taking you so far? Today we're focusing on rejection. I know it's a very salty topic. I know it's one of those things nobody wants to ever go through. You don't want to go through rejection because it stings, it hurts, and sometimes it can really you can find yourself questioning your value and your worth. Yeah, so welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Muthoni Mukiri. I am a mindset coach and a personal development coach, and I work with women in terms of self-awareness, healing trauma, dealing with emotions, happy relationships, just working with women as they become the best versions of themselves. Now, today we focus on rejection because it's one of the most avoided topics, and people who go through rejection can really hurt. And professionals say that the same part of the brain that processes rejection is the same part that processes physical pain. So they compare the two like that: physical pain and rejection. So if you're going through rejection, and if you're sad, you're crying, you're feeling, you're going through the emotions, it doesn't mean you're weak, it doesn't mean you're emotional. Rejection strikes the core, that part of wanting to belong, and that part of connection. We want to be connected. We are social beings, so it hits on that part, and it can hurt, and it can be painful. So it doesn't mean you're weak, it doesn't mean you're too emotional, it only means you're human. So I want to talk about how to deal with rejection. And I did not say I'm giving you a button to press. I said I'm going to talk about it. It's going to require a bit of work, but you can deal with rejection and come out better and stronger. Yeah, it doesn't have to weigh you down. It doesn't have to leave you feeling like like you're not worthy, or you're not as valuable, or you're not lovable the way you are. So number one, I think if you've never faced rejection in your life, you're playing it too safe. I think you're playing it too safe. I think you're not taking enough risks, because maybe for you to actually achieve what you want, you really probably have to stretch yourself. You really have to knock at doors that, are not your everyday doors. You really probably have to stretch yourself beyond the normal stretch. And sometimes if you don't do those things, you probably might never face rejection. Rejection is actually for people who are pushing beyond the limits. So sometimes this is what I think as Muthoni: if you've never faced rejection in your life, you probably are playing it too safe. You probably are here playing it at average to avoid getting hurt. And I say people who don't take risks, people who play it too safe, don't live life. You're just there, I don't want it to go too far. I don't want it to. So if you get rejected, I just want you to give yourself a pat in the back for wanting the best for you, for not trying to play it safe, for giving yourself what you want, regardless of what it's gonna take of you. So I just want to say that as my first thing. If you're not getting rejected, you probably are playing it too safe. It could be by that romantic partner, that partner that you really wanted, or the hiring manager, they did not shortlist you, or even family members, or that friendship that just fizzled. I don't know what it is you feel a rejection is coming from, or who rejected you, or who you feel is avoiding you. But whoever it is, rejection is just rejection, whatever it is, whether it's a job or a person. Another thing, when we lose something, when someone or a job rejects us, when we face rejection, it's easy to jump to, that person was very good, they were like this and like that, that job was pensionable, they were giving me a lot of money. But then we forget the value we were also bringing in that relationship and in that job. Yeah, they will be missing out on you. So what will they be missing out on? Yeah, I want you to write down, what are your best qualities? What is your value? Why that man who rejected, that man who ghosted you, whoever it is you wanted and they ghosted you, that friend or that job that just, said you're redundant and, retrenched you, what will they be missing out on? You really need to know that, because we focus so much on what is going, but then we forget on what they'll be missing out on. You have a lot of value. There's a lot when it comes to you. What will they be missing out on? Yeah. So another thing is, please do not deny the pain. Don't deny the pain. If you feel the pain, if you feel it, go through it. Go through the motions until you get through it. Denying it and staying deluded, like, I don't believe in rejection and all that, will only make the healing process longer. Another thing is to find the lesson in the loss. You lost that person. They said they don't want to be with you. They ghosted you. That company, they did not even shortlist you, or they just fired you and whatever. What lesson can you learn from this? Did you have any role to play in the way you were fired? Is it that you didn't do your job correctly? Is it that you would have done better? Is it that what lesson can you learn? What lesson do you need to learn? Is it that people are disposable? Like, is that the right word? Is it that people are replaceable is the right word? What lesson do you need to learn? Do you need to learn that people are replaceable so that when you start working somewhere, you don't put all your eggs there? Yeah? What lesson do you need to learn? Do you also need to learn if you were dating somebody and they started ghosting you and they rejected you bluntly? What do you need to learn? Do you need to learn to also leave something for yourself, especially if they rejected you, especially if you had known them for a short period of time, but when it ended, you were completely broken? Then it means you probably have to leave something for yourself. You stop giving your all to people you just met. What lesson can you learn from the loss? What lesson can you learn from the loss? Please look for the lesson so it can guide you moving forward. So as much as this hurts, so it doesn't hurt the same every time. Because if every time you meet a guy, after a few months you're crying and it's every guy after that, that's what happens, there's a problem. There's a lesson you're not supposed to learn, and there's a lesson that you're not learning there. Another thing is to upgrade yourself. I am so huge when it comes to this. And I actually tell my clients, the single clients, the people who come and pick the dating and relationship package, I usually tell them, upgrade yourself so much such that your ex is no longer your type. Level up. Go a level higher. If you are dating on level B, you have to go to level A or A plus if there's A plus. Upgrade yourself. What is that thing? What is that thing that they made you feel you can't have? Get it. For yourself, not for them. We say the best revenge is to be happy and to move on. If you're working at a job that was actually even mistreating you, you are even overworking yourself, you are overtired, you are all those things, and then they still had the audacity to give you a redundancy letter, then you need to really upgrade yourself such that the next company you're going to, you get good working hours, you get good benefits, you negotiate for transport money, you negotiate for what? You really have to upgrade yourself. If it means taking an extra skill, if it means starting to apply actually for even international jobs, what is it? What do you need to do to upgrade yourself? Kwanza, I say in relationships, usiwai shuka chini. Usiwai. Even in jobs, sometimes we think upgrading is just getting a job with lots of money, but sometimes upgrading is getting a job that's not toxic, that's good for your mental health. Yeah, getting a job that you are excited to wake up and go to. That is also upgrading. So I say, please upgrade yourself after every rejection. Make sure you're better than the way you were when that opportunity came, when you missed that opportunity. Upgrade yourself. Another thing is to really focus on self-care and self-love. A lot of times when we're going through motions where we feel like we're not enough, we're not lovable, it's very easy for you to neglect yourself. But all taking care of your self-care game, making sure you're eating well. If you want to, if you can, not even if you want to, if you can, please hit the gym, start reading books, start pouring again into yourself, start loving yourself, start doing your affirmations over and over again. It's very easy to neglect yourself when you feel like you're not worthy or you're not enough. But when you start loving yourself, when you start pouring into yourself, with time you also start to feel good. You also start to feel like someone who's valuable when you also treat yourself like someone who is valuable. So do not go down on your self-care and self-love game. Do not lower the bar. Finally, I say this, for every rejection you get, now you have a chance to give yourself better than what you had. Ask for what you want. You know, even sometimes when in a relationship, as much as it might be good, you might be thinking, there's always something else that you'd have wanted if in that relationship. There's always something extra you'd have wanted even in that job. I wish they were giving me a car. I wish they were giving me, it was pensionable. I wish I had 2 off days. I wish I had this. Now you have the chance to give yourself that. Rejection stings. Rejection can be hard, it can be hurtful, it can be all those things, but it doesn't have to be all that. You can come out on the other end better than you were when you lost that opportunity. But the call is yours. Don't walk around delusional and lying to yourself, oh, me, rejection doesn't get to me. It's okay if it gets to you. It's okay if you're crying. It's okay if you're broken. You are a human being. It's part of being human. Because like I say, it strikes that part that wants to belong and that wants to connect. And that's who we are as human beings, because we are social beings. Yeah. So if you're going through rejection, I know it can hurt. It's okay. If you need me to hold your hand, I'm a call away. I'll leave my phone number here, my address here. If you're going through all that and you need to upgrade yourself, or you need to up your self-care game, I have an upcoming self-love bootcamp 2024 edition. My bootcamps are worth it, I can tell you that. It's only 3,500 Kenya shillings for 5 days. It's self-paced, so whether you are out of the country, whether you have a full-time job, you don't get to miss out on anything. You don't. All right guys, bye.